Namaskar. Welcome to Conversations with Rakesh. Got a great question. Rakesh, I'm a mid-sized working professional. I'm seriously thinking of taking a career break, but I don't know how to go about it. How do I plan it? How do I come back? And you seem to have done something on this. So any tips or suggestions on how does one plan a career break? I don't know how you got this feeling that I've done a career break. I've changed careers multiple times, but that doesn't make me any expert on this topic. But I'll try and attempt an answer to this because I have written a book on it, which is Plunge. I almost every lecture I finish on communication, I'm hounded by people coming and saying, I want to change my career, I want to communicate. And mostly the career questions take importance because they're also connected to communication. So I thought I'll give you a little broad view on this topic, which is anecdotal experience that I have after discussing with so many people. I'll come to your answer that how do you plan a career break separately. I'll give you 4-5 suggestions on that. But it's important for us to understand what are the triggers for a career break, because you did not talk about it. So from whatever I know, there are some very important triggers of career breaks. And I've kind of summarized them into 5 buckets. The first career break I've seen in lots of my friends, my seniors, and now what I see in the world is a serious burnout, something to do with health. It could be just, burnout in the toxic workplace you're in. It could be a health burnout. I know a lot of people are now getting serious warnings from heart attacks, diabetes, stress, anxiety, some accidents that happen. So some health issue. And because of that, we need to take a career break. So that is one big thing that you need to remember, that what are the triggers for your career break? The first is it could be a health issue. The second career break or a trigger for career break could be family. Maybe, some of us are planning a new phase in life, maybe a marriage, children, relocation to a new country, or our spouse is doing something and we want to support that, or our children are going through a pretty intense phase in their life, so we have to take a break to support them. So it could be a family related trigger for a career break, and it's very common, especially in our country. I can tell you, कितने मेरे दोस्त जब उनके बच्चे 10th 12th में पहुंचते हैं, they take career breaks, which is amazing, that they give the support to their children to write those horrendous exams. We talk about it some other time, but they do that. And some of them have taken serious 1-year, 2-year career breaks, relocated just to give their children some support, and all of that happens. So that could be the second reason of a career break. The third reason of a career break could be a transition that you want to do from sector A to sector B. Many of us are unhappy in our sectors. This is very common in sectors which are stagnating, and you want to move from, let's say, hardcore technical work to a more business facing work. So many of my friends, and I've seen my students, they take a career break and sometimes they go to a college and upskill themselves. So that could be another career break, that you want to transition from a massive career path that you were doing to a new career path, and that would require some decisions to go to a college and some sort of that. That's the third one. The fourth one is stages of life. This is very interesting. According to our old traditions of knowledge, there are 4 big chunks of life. And also Shakespearean studies talk about 7 stages of life. Whether there are 4 or 7 or 42 doesn't matter. We go through stages of life. Also in the animal world, we talk about metamorphosis. So there are stages. And I can tell you, I've experienced it. You also would have experienced it. So there are stages of life. There are certain times you feel, Kiar, what I know for this stage, I'm done. A new stage is coming and I have to prepare for that. Usually, in many of us, it is retirement, which is about 55 to 60, sometimes earlier. And that could also be a big reason for a career break. So the stages of life can be a trigger. And the last is an unavoidable, uncontrollable incident. It could be a layoff. It could be a catastrophic incident. It could be a natural event. I mean, COVID was a very big shift in our lives. So it could be because of that we lost our jobs, our companies were shut down, things changed, and we had to take a career break. So think about what your reasons are. Is it a health issue? Is it a family issue? Is it a transition from sector A to sector B issue? Is it a stages of life issue? And number 5, is it an unexpected, uncontrollable event that is beyond your control? So regardless of these 5 incidents that could trigger a career transition or a break that you would want to do, now let me give you some suggestions that this is an important phase of your life and you have to prepare for it. So I'm going to give you 4 or 5 suggestions on how do you prepare for a career break. The first step which I would request you to do is, I think if you have decided to take a career break, the first step is you must close your current chapter of career very well. Many of us don't do it. We just take a break and the letters of recommendation are not there. There is no document or proof that you have done so much in the existing job. And this becomes important because when you're entering, these documents are important. So step number 1, please close the current chapter as measured by एक लेटर ले लो यार कि आपने ये सब काम किया है and this was your designation, this is what you have achieved. Provident fund, जो भी आपके investments हैं, एक लेटर ले लो so that there is a track and a record and you can keep it in your file. So उसको close करना बहुत important है. अपने colleagues, managers, customers को बताओ कि मैं career break ले रहा हूँ. It's very important for you to communicate and tell them what your plan is because they are depending on you. So close that chapter. I've seen many people who just vanish और आजकल तो बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया है ये. Thanks to gig economy, work from anywhere, people vanish, which is personal decision. But I don't think we should do it. The whole idea of professionalism is कि यार बता दो लोगों को, close the chapter, transition it to somebody who can take care so that you exit and the people remember कि हाँ chapter close करके गया. So step number 1, close your current chapter properly, document कर लो और उसको फाइल कर लेना. Number two is a very nice sentence somebody told me when I was doing a career break, that this career break is an important phase of your life. Treat it like a proper project with outcome. If you are taking a career break for health, make sure the outcome is good health at the end of it. If your reason of doing a career break is family, please focus on family because that becomes your project. So treat it like a proper project. ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई अब career नहीं है, career break ले रहा हूँ, तो you just become a little bit unprofessional about it. So look at the triggers and the objectives of your career break and make sure you focus on them. Health, family, transition, upskilling. It could be getting into a new stage of life. And the last is prepare for the events that may still happen and you don't have time for it. So that's the step number 2. The third one, remember, career break is not vacation. These are two different concepts. ऐसा नहीं है कि चलो career break हो गया तो अब बस सोएंगे सुबह से शाम तक. I think you have to be a little bit more well planned than that. That this is your time to do things you could not have done. भाई संडे को तो आप सो सकते थे, that is vacation. In your career you could have gone for vacation. This is not the time to do that. This is not the time to relax and watch Netflix and read newspapers. I think it's an opportunity. And in this opportunity, जो आप नहीं कर पाए कि सारे friends से मैं नहीं मिल पाया, reunion में नहीं जा पाया, सारे relatives से नहीं मिल पाया, all those hobbies I had parked. This is the time to do it. And focus. जैसे आप सुबह 9 बजे ऑफिस के लिए निकलते थे, करियर ब्रेक में भी सुबह 9 बजे एक प्लान करके कहीं निकल जाओ and make it happen. And measure it. Every day should be countable and every day should be worth your time. So it should be a meaningful experience. So please have a plan. So step number 3 is career break is not vacation. Have a plan. Have a broad set of activities that you will do so that you come out of it a better version of yourself, so that it's important for you. That is step number 3. And the most important part of this phase is master your time. You should become the master of your time. जब job में थे, you had no time. अब है तो उसको control करना सीखो. So that is step number 3. Now let's go to step number 4. Career plan का एक finite time होना चाहिए. 3 महीना, 1 महीना 2 महीना जो भी है, प्लीज हैव अ फाइनाइट टाइम और प्लीज सेव फॉर दैट टाइम कि 2 महीने का बफर है and now I'll take a career break of 2 months, 60 days, start to finish, and make sure you save for this particular reason and don't dip into your savings. I know so many of my friends and students who took a career break, things didn't work out, they started dipping into their savings and it was quite messy. देखो आजकल वर्ल्ड बहुत एक्सपेंसिव हो गया है, होता ही जा रहा है, and you need to have financial safety, so please do not dip into your savings. So plan. Have a career plan with a finite number of days and save up for those finite number of days, and make sure that on the 60th day you have your plan of re-entering, which comes to my last fifth element or fifth suggestion, that plan your re-entry. That 60 दिन 2 महीने 3 महीने का career break हो गया, plan a re-entry. Please network with people, apply to jobs, and remember, ये career break के बाद you will not get the same salary as before. So reset your expectations. So my fifth suggestion is plan your re-entry, but reset your expectations. So this is how my suggestions work for myself, and I hope they help you on how do you plan your career break. So let me summarize. Step number 1, please close the chapter of your existing job before you take the career break. Step number 2, treat this career break as a major project with outcomes. It could be health, family, upskilling, new stage of life, or something else. Number 3, this is not a vacation. So learn to master your time and make every day count. Do all those things you could never have done. ये time वापस नहीं मिलने वाला. So invest it very wisely. Number 4, have a finite time for this career break and save up for it. Don't dip into your savings. And number 5, please plan your re-entry very well and please reset your expectations, because ये नया जो आप career phase में जाओगे, you may not get the same lakhs and lakhs of rupees. It's a new world and it's a new you. So prepare to enter and be a little bit humble on the entry path, so that once you get into it, then your career takes a very nice exponential curve. So on that note, it's a great time to think of career breaks. But remember, it's not a vacation. Make every day count. Have a great career and stay safe.